Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about my acne story and my struggles because I feel like this is probably one of the most requested videos. I always talk about here and there that I used to have a lot of acne and I obviously still have acne scars that I'm kind of treating. So a lot of you always want to know kind of what I did to overcome that. So I thought I would kind of share my experiences and what I did, and also some products that I love using whenever I do break out, because I actually still have acne prone skin and I still break out occasionally. So hopefully this video helps you guys out if you are struggling with acne, if you have acne prone skin. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start with how it all started. So in high school, up until senior year, I had the most beautiful skin. I had literally no pores, no acne, no blackheads, just beautiful skin. And then around senior year is when I started noticing acne kind of popping up. It was mainly on the cheeks and kind of like the sides, right over here, around here. I did not have any acne on my forehead, the center of my face. It was all kind of here, and that's where I still have acne scars left. So I wasn't sure where this was coming from. It was very new. And so we started going to all these dermatologists, and one after another kept recommending antibiotics and then all these topical creams, and it was just like so bizarre thinking now that all these doctors kept giving me all these antibiotics. Long story short, I had obviously zero confidence when I was a senior in high school and in college. I had acne. Literally, my hair was always like this in front of my face to kind of cover it. I was really shy. So I know what you guys are going through if you struggle with acne as well, but I basically started taking antibiotics and I started doing all these topical things, the usual that the doctors recommend, like retin-A and all these other things, and nothing would help. After about 2 years of just struggling, going to different doctors, I found another dermatologist who was recommended to me by my mom's friend. I went to her and she looked at me and she said, "You cannot keep taking antibiotics. Like, it's obviously not working, so just move on from that." And she said, "You need Accutane because that's the only thing that's gonna help." And I know that Accutane sounds so scary because obviously it does have a lot of side effects, and I was scared. My mom was scared. It took us a minute to kind of just think about it and see if this is something that we really want to do, because I'm telling you, there's just so many crazy side effects. When you read it, you're just like, why would anyone take this just to like look good? It's probably not safe, you know? But luckily, I did get on Accutane because my doctor said we're going to obviously do tests to make sure you're okay and your liver is functional. And once a month, I would go in to take all these tests to make sure that the medicine wasn't affecting me internally. I got on Accutane for 6 months, and the first 3 months, it was hell because I feel like it brings everything out. And so the first 3 months I got even more acne and I was so frustrated. After 3 months it started kind of just drying. Luckily, like I said, the Accutane didn't affect me in a bad way, but I know that, you know, it's very different from person to person, so it's something that you have to take seriously if your doctor does recommend it. But anyway, I basically was on it for 6 months. After 3 months is when I started seeing results. Every single part of my body was so dry. It was so uncomfortable. My lips were dry. Just everything. I just felt so dehydrated. So with Accutane, I was told that I cannot drink, I can't exercise, I kind of just have to take it really easy because it is a very strong medicine, and I have to keep myself hydrated and also moisturized. So I used a lot of really hydrating moisturizers. I used Aquaphor on my lips, kind of like Vaseline, like every hour because it was just so crazy dry. And then after 6 months, I had the most beautiful skin. But then after about a year, I started noticing my acne scars. And I don't know if I just got more picky or if the acne scars became a little bit more noticeable, but I did notice, you know, quite a lot of scars around this area. Now, to me, there are a lot of people look at me and they're like, "You're crazy. I don't even see scars." I mean, obviously I have some scars, but it's not too bad. It's been forever since I've taken Accutane, maybe like 8-9 years, so it's been really a long time. I still have acne prone skin, which is crazy. Like when I use really hydrating moisturizers, I'll break out. If I eat unhealthy, I'll break out. So I definitely still have dry to combination skin, and I do have acne prone skin. Some of the products that I'm going to recommend now are products that are good for acne prone skin. If you have like cystic acne, I don't know if they're going to help, but if you have occasional breakouts or if you just want something that's not too harsh, I guess maybe these things will work for you too. But the first one is something that my dermatologist recommended, and it's called Panoxyl. It's sold at any drugstore. You can pick it up from Target too. It's basically, it's pretty inexpensive, by the way, but it's got benzoyl peroxide, 4% benzoyl peroxide. So it does dry the acne, but it doesn't dry the skin. So it does have like a very soft kind of consistency when you apply it. It doesn't tighten your face or anything. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. The second product that I think works for acne prone skin, but however it does dry your skin, and it's almost like you're not really hydrating your skin by using these products, is the acne.org system, which they have the cleanser, the moisturizer, and then a treatment, which I find the treatment doesn't necessarily work on me, at least, but I do like the cleanser and the moisturizer. I think that works. The moisturizer is so light that it almost doesn't really moisturize your skin. It kind of just, it's almost like water. It feels like water. You just apply a little bit and then 2 seconds later you feel so dry, you're like, okay, I gotta go in with another layer and another layer. So it's the only negative that I have, because if you have dry skin, you know how hard it is to keep your skin moisturized, and especially if you have dry and acne prone skin, it's like the hardest thing, because whatever I use that's super hydrating, it instantly breaks me out. So it's really hard. But anyway, the acne.org products definitely work. I think if you have acne prone skin, it's worth giving it a shot. They're pretty inexpensive. The third product that I'm going to recommend is Proactive, because I do think Proactive works on certain people. Of course, not everyone benefits from it. I have a cousin who's in high school now, and he used acne.org and Proactive, and he liked Proactive better. So it just really depends on your skin type. Proactive works certain products for me. Some of them are a little too harsh, but their masks I swear by. I don't have any now because I'm completely out of them, but I have talked about their masks before. They do have one, and I'll try to find it and kind of put it over here somewhere, but this one over here works really well. I put it on a couple times a week and it just deep cleanses my skin. Moving on to diet, because diet is so important. I see a difference when I kind of watch what I eat and take care of my diet. My skin looks beautiful, and it just feels like it glows, you know, because internally I'm taking care of it. So obviously drinking water is very important, but also eating raw vegetables is important. Like cucumber it's so hydrating, and just a lot of raw vegetables, not necessarily cooked, because raw is a lot better for you. Also, avoiding red meat is really good for the skin. So if you eat a lot of red meat, I suggest cutting it, like just completely for a month. Try not to eat any red meat. Maybe eat, you know, chicken, fish, and stay away from all the fatty meats. Try to incorporate a lot of salads and less dressing and all the grease. Anything that looks greasy, like french fries, anything that looks greasy, just try to stay away from it. Don't fry your foods. So I think diet is really important, like I said. So if you do try this, I would give it a month. I mean, it's not gonna make a difference in a week. Give it a full month and eat clean. Avoid chocolates, greasy foods, anything that's sweet, too much sugar. Just anything that's remotely bad for your body, don't put it in your mouth. Just give yourself a month. I mean, it is hard, but your skin is more important than, you know, the pleasure of eating a piece of chocolate, I'm pretty sure. So just give it a try for a month and see how, you know, how you feel. So now moving on to makeup and how I kind of covered my acne at the time. So I recommend sticking to liquids and creams rather than powders, because first of all, powders kind of can bunch up around the acne and make it look really patchy. So it's really hard to use powder when you have a lot of bumps and stuff. So try to use a liquid, kind of like a tinted moisturizer, although those kind of break me out too. It just depends on the type. The one that doesn't break me out is the Bare Minerals one. That one's really good. So things that are lightweight and obviously oil-free, and make sure to use liquids and creams rather than powders, because it's just gonna look much more natural. And then after you apply them, you can go back with your concealer that's your exact skin tone and pinpoint conceal the acne. So if you have really, really red spots and the foundation doesn't cover it, or the tinted moisturizer doesn't cover it, then you can use a green corrector. First apply the green corrector on the actual acne spot, and then conceal it again with a concealer that's your skin color. So that will for sure cover everything. And then of course, lightly set it with a translucent powder. Translucent powder doesn't add any coverage. It just basically sets everything in place. So so that it doesn't move throughout the day. So right now I still am struggling with kind of getting rid of the acne scars, and the way I try to get rid of them is by getting facials once a month and doing microdermabrasion every month or every other month, and then I also do peels, so chemical peels, a few times a year. So I've done a few, I've documented them, they're on my channel, I'll link them below in case you guys have missed it. But basically I just go in every, I would say like maybe 2-3 times a year and just do a deep chemical peel. I go to my dermatologist. I'll link her down below too in case you guys are wondering. She's in Pasadena, and she will do a complete chemical peel, and then in 5 days my skin kind of changes, and for about 3 months you feel like a really pretty tight kind of fresh skin, but then after 3-4 months it kind of goes away. So that's why it's something you have to do a couple times a month or a couple times a year at least. Now I have heard that there's something called needling. I haven't done it yet. My doctor really wants to try this on me. I haven't done it, but it basically is micro needling, and so they kind of go in and put these little needles and boost collagen back into your skin, and apparently it works really well. I haven't tried it. If you have, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below, because this is something I'm really interested in. So before filming this video, I asked you on Snapchat if you had any questions about my acne story, struggles, and all that, and there are quite a few questions that came through, so I'm just gonna kind of go through them and answer some of them here, and then we'll wrap it up, because I think that's pretty much it. I talked about everything kind of that I went through and everything that I did. Camille Colazzo is asking if I've ever tried Retin-A, and I have tried Retin-A, and Retin-A basically peels your skin a little bit, so it feels really dry. I like it, but it's really hard to wear makeup when you're using Retin-A. So it's kind of hard for me because I'm always constantly using makeup. So whenever I use Retin-A, it just looks kind of patchy and flaky. So it's really hard for me to use Retin-A, but I know that it does work, especially if you have acne scars or just like mild acne here and there. Retin-A definitely works. It just, for me, it's really hard to use it because of the fact that I use a lot of makeup. Kimberly is asking how long and what products I used to treat my acne, and I think I kind of went over it. The Accutane was 6 months, and then after that I was fine for years and years and years, and then after a few years I started seeing some acne coming back, and so that's when I went in and used the Panoxyl and then the acne.org system. Sometimes I use the masks from Proactive, so it's just kind of a mixture of everything that I do. It just depends on what my skin is feeling. Lorenzo is asking why she has acne in her 30s. She is using a treatment that's working on her, but she's confused as to why. And I think there's different reasons why you can get acne at 30. I mean, it could be hormonal. I know that I, at some point, had hormonal acne, even after the Accutane. Like I said, years later, I started getting some hormonal acne around this part. And I hear that this is where, when you break out here, that's when you know it's hormonal. So when I went back to my dermatologist, I want to say like 5 years after I took Accutane, she said, let's put you on birth control because I think that could stabilize it a little bit, and it did. Birth control definitely worked for me, but I got so nauseous. I hate taking birth control because it just makes me so nauseous. I couldn't really do it for that long, but I know that while I was on birth control, it helped. And I know there's only certain types of birth controls that help, so I think your doctor would know better. But I think it's really important to find a good dermatologist. Like, if you go to a dermatologist and they right off the bat they recommend like the typical things like antibiotics and like those topical creams, you try it once. If it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. Like, why would you just do it over and over and over again and mess up your system? So just make sure you find a good doctor that cares as well. So I think those are the questions that kind of were popping up more often. I hope I answered them. If I didn't answer your question, leave it in the comments below. I am going to be really active with this video comments because I know it's such a sensitive topic, and if there's anything that you want to talk about, even if you just want to vent, you know, because I know I've been there, I know how hard it is, please let me know in the comments below and we can chat about it, you know. Make it a positive thing, because at the end of the day it's gonna go away. It's just a temporary thing and it sucks, I know, but if you could just be positive. And there's one more thing I'm going to add actually to that. It's funny because when I met with Carol from Laroc, her and I kind of bonded over this because she also had acne growing up, and she said one of the things that helped her the most was washing her face with the lights turned off. So you know when you go to the bathroom to wash your face at the end of the day and those bright lights in the bathroom, all you could see is your acne. Well, that's not healthy, because first of all, that's so depressing because all you're looking is just like all these imperfections on your face. So she said that what helped her was just turning off the lights and washing her face in the dark and then going to bed, because then you don't pick at it, you don't touch it, you don't, think about it. This is something that I thought was genius. I kind of wish I knew this when I was going through it, because I would have totally used it. That's one of the things that I remember, like going to the bathroom and just like picking at my acne, and all these negative things would go through my mind. So try that. I totally believe in that. At the end of the day, know that it's going to go away, and hopefully some of these things help you guys out. Everyone's story is different, so share your story with me in the comments below, like I said, and we can all kind of communicate and hopefully one day be free of acne once and for all. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will find every single video that's kind of acne related, skincare related, and listed in the comments below if you guys missed it on my channel, so that you can kind of catch up and see what else I've talked about in terms of my acne story, my scars and stuff like that. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Have an awesome day. Mwah. Bye.